Once upon a time, there was a man who felt he had reached the end of his rope. It seemed that all the interest had suddenly vanished from his life. His creative wells had dried up. He still had his work, but it suddenly seemed meaningless to him. Even his family and his home receded darkly in his mind. Finally, nearing the point of desperation, he went to see his old friend, the family doctor. The doctor listened to his story, saw the depth of his depression, and then asked him, "When you were a child, what did you like to do best?" And he answered, "I like to visit the seashore." "All right," the doctor said. "You must do exactly as I tell you. I want you to spend all day tomorrow at the shore. Find a lonely stretch of beach and spend the entire day there from 9 in the morning until 6 in the evening. Take nothing to read and do not take anything calculated to distract you in any way. I'm going to give you 4 prescriptions in order. Take the first one at 9, the second at 12 noon, the third at 3 o'clock, and the last at 6. Don't look at them now. Wait until you arrive at the shore tomorrow morning." Well, the man promised he'd take the doctor's advice, and in the morning, a little bit before 9, he parked his car on a lonely stretch of beach. There was a strong wind blowing from the sea, and the surf was high and pounding. He walked to a sand dune near the seething surf and sat down. He took out prescription number 1, opened it, and read it. It said, "Listen." That was all that was written on it. The one word, listen. So for the next 3 hours, that's all he did. He listened to the sound of the buffeting wind and the lonely cries of the gulls. He listened to the booming surf. He sat quietly and listened. At noon, he took out and read the second prescription. It said simply, "Reach back." And so for the next 3 hours, he did just that. He let his mind go back as far as it could go, and he thought of all the incidents of his life that he could remember, the happy times, the good times, the struggles, and the successes. At 3 o'clock, he tore open the third prescription. It said, "Re-examine your motives." This took so much intensive thought that the remaining 3 hours slipped away quickly. For 3 hours, he re-examined his motives, his reasons for living, and moving closer to fulfillment. He clarified and restated his goals. At 6 o'clock, under a grey, darkening sky, with a taste of salt spray in the wind, he read the fourth and final prescription. It said, "Write your worries in the sand." There had been one particular thing he'd been worrying about, so he walked to the sand with a stick, wrote his worry in the sand, and stood looking at it for a moment. Then, as he walked towards his car and looked back, he saw that the incoming tide had already erased his worry. He got in his car and drove homeward. That is a story from Norman Vincent Peale.